Hey guys, in tonight's course, we're going to be talking about Airbnb arbitrage, getting started in 2023 as we're ending the last quarter here in 2022. Airbnb arbitrage, for those that don't know what that is just starting with the class. Airbnb arbitrage is basically taking a long-term lease. You take like a, 1, 2, 3 year. Usually in the class, I teach people to take a lease, or I tell people to take a lease, a 2-year lease, because it's an investment. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be leasing that property out, whether it's on Airbnb, VRBO, MLS, whatever the case is. We're going to be doing that in a short-term rentals. One thing I do like to note, I stay away from monthly rentals because it's more of a safer haven. Because, like for instance, in the place that I'm at now, we get $2,000 a month in revenue for a one bedroom or one bath with a living room and kitchen. But if we cut it up in weekly, we earn about $3,500 in income. So a lot of the money that you'll be making is in weeklies, dailies, not monthlies and not long term. I think that's where we focus on short term rentals. And I think a lot of people get confused with that as they like, oh, well, you know what? I can rent this out for $2,000, be less of a headache. But really, the case is the money making profit is in short term rentals, but we alleviate the headache by putting automated processes in place, such as, I'll give you an example, for check in, check out, maintenance, emergencies, and yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so we got check-in messages that go in as soon as the day before a person checks into a unit. We got checkout, and we even have pre-checkout. And then if they call in for into our number, so we have a private number that's given to you by the course to the CRM, which is the client relationship management tool. Uh, we'll go into that more in the class. But what happens if someone calls in? I'm giving you an example. At 3 in the morning, you're dead asleep. Then an automated system will kick into place. It automatically recognizes that person. It automatically understands that person is connected to a property address, and so it's going to send an SMS back to them that says something similar to like, "Good evening, first name." So, "Good evening, Joe. I see you're staying at 123 Main Street. Please select from the following." So, like for one, would be for basic information like Wi-Fi passwords, blah blah blah, where to do this. Number two would be a maintenance emergency, like the toilet's clogged up, or there's a flood or something. Or if the number three may be a lockout. So let's say, for instance, number two is a maintenance emergency. The maintenance emergency is going to go automatically to the maintenance supervisor number one in the system. Okay, so as soon as as soon as he selects number two, he responds back, sends a SMS back to the system. The system kicks out, sends a message to the maintenance supervisor on charge, says, "Hey, Mr. So and so, we have an maintenance emergency at 123 Main Street. Can you accept this project?" And so he either has either a couple options, either say yes or no, or he doesn't, maybe he's asleep or something, he's away and it expires. So I guess we have three different options: yes, no, or he doesn't answer and it expires. So if he doesn't answer within 1 hour, it goes to the maintenance supervisor number two, and same to supervisor number three. And of course, you get CC'd on this stuff since it is an emergency. But this alleviates a lot of the tension and a lot of the headaches that go with Airbnb. Now, this is just one. This is just one way that um, you automate tasks. This is the only way you're going to be able to manage anything more than two listings. There's no way possible you can you can manage without going crazy with having a full-time job and enjoying life more than really three listings. People start going nuts after three listings. People calling in, "Hey, I forgot the Wi-Fi. Hey, I locked myself out. Hey, where's the grocery store?" These Airbnb tenants will ask the dumbest questions, and we cannot say, "Hey, go check Google, bro. I'm not Google." We can't say that. Unfortunately, we have to be respectful, and we have to try to help them as much as possible, because of course we're looking for that 5-star review. Now, in the course, I teach you about taking one step further, not only automating a lot of the tasks, and remember, we just went over one, but also hiring a virtual assistant. A lot of the virtual assistants that we have or that I hire for a lot of the management companies are from the Philippines because they speak perfect English, and a lot of them have worked with Airbnb, the company, in like level one, level two, level three. So they have a lot of experience with Airbnb, and their language is in an English. So most Filipinos speak perfect English without a lot of, with a lot of experience, and there's no accent. So we talk about that more in the course. I have a checklist you can, whenever you do your post, where to get Philippine, and what to look for a Philippine employee, and so forth. Okay, so we talked about automating tasks. We talk about emergencies. We talk about a little bit of having a virtual assistant. Now, building a team is very, very important. And I wouldn't, I should say, in almost any kind of company that you're trying to develop, and that goes the same thing with this Airbnb, business. You got to treat this as a business. It's so, so important. And one of the most important things you're going to be doing is developing your team. One of the team members that's the most important is going to be that cleaning crew. You have a couple of you have a couple of different options. You can either go in-house and hire your employees, which I really don't recommend. Not when you're first getting started. You don't want to put too many hats of responsibility. Yes, you'll save a lot of money, but you also add a little bit more of a headache. Hey, we need to order this and order that. And yet we can get there when you get to like 20 to 30 units. But anything less than 20 units, I highly recommend just to outsource it. You can find a lot of good cleaners. You can find a lot of good Airbnb cleaners by just going to Airbnb. You can go to Facebook and type in Airbnb cleaners. A whole bunch of groups will come up. You can go to like a Yelp and look for cleaners in that area. You can go to handyman.com. You can go to what's that, Travelers, and not that Yelp. There's a bunch of different places you can find them. That's for sure. Do not sign a long-term contract. You will have multiple units available, so negotiate. He's going to try to give you with like a 75 to $150 per unit, but negotiate. Just talk to the manager in charge and say, hey, there's a script that we have in the class, but basically you need to be saying something similar to like, hey, I'm so and so, I have an Airbnb company, I have X amount of units, and I plan on having 20 to 30 units by the end of the year. And I'm going to give you all of my business. I'm going to give you all of my business if you just work with me. Can you negotiate a better price? And then, if his price is 150, try to get it down to 100, down to 75, because you may think, well, it's only 75 bucks or 50 bucks, but you cannot think like that because you're gonna, let's say you just have 3 listings, so you got to get that place cleaned at least 2 times a week. That's $150 times three. 75 times two times 3 times a week. So that's 150. That's $500 times 2,000 times 4 weeks. That's $2,000 a month in just cleaning. So if we can save that amount, that's money in your pocket. And I would even say to stop when you get to 10 or 20 listings. Keep negotiating prices. A lot of times people don't understand in real estate and a lot of other businesses, you make your money when you buy. So yeah, a lot of people think you make all your profit when you sell, but it's really when you buy. And right at this moment, you're going to be buying services. You're going to be buying your cleaning services and negotiating that price. So this is a couple of rules, a couple of ways you make a lot of money with Airbnb. You easily make 6 figures. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. It's not that hard. Basically, in a nutshell, you're taking a long-term lease on a piece of property. You're going to be looking for short-term rentals. You're going to be getting people to do cleaning and managing the property for you, so you can focus on what? Focus on getting more listings. Now, the profits generally are $500 to $1,000 on average per unit. So you can just do the math really easy. You get 10 units, it's $5,000 to $10,000 a month in income, and that's just a fact. This is not like I'm giving you, Airbnb tells you, you can look on use.airbnb.com on an average rental makes about $537, in profit per month. The problem is that's not where the money's at. The money is in scaling. That's where the money is at. But in order to scale, you have to have automated process in place and you have to have your teams developed and you got to focus. You yourself have to focus on scaling. Now, if you want to learn more, I do have a class. It's onlineairbnb.com. That's onlineairbnb.com. I'm a real estate broker in Texas for the last almost 20 years, for the last since 2005. So I've got a lot of experience in my belt. I have a book published. It's called How to Make Six Figures with Airbnb. So I have a lot of experience and a lot of authority in Airbnb. So I'm just not some schmuck, saying, "Oh, go do this and go do that." I have the classes and I have the state qualifications to teach real estate professionals and mentor them and actually supervise them. Yeah, that's what a real estate broker is. The difference between a realtor and a real estate broker is that I can actually teach real estate legally and I can mentor and supervise real estate professionals. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Airbnb and how to scale and how to make money, check me out at onlineairbnb.com. I have a lot of blogs. Download the book. If you decide to take the course, great. If you don't, you can learn a lot of stuff just from the book and from the blog. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.